Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be working on the 4th episode of Heavenly Deadland. And, of course, this is going to just be us dealing with the shading and texturing of the background, as well as some effects and whatnot, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Alright, so I am far behind on a lot of things right now, so I want to try to get this done with relatively quickly and efficiently. And I feel like I am missing some things here on this road, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue if I get it all done with relatively quickly. But yes, we're on Wednesday right now, and this might be coming out on, well, technically a Thursday, but early Thursday, so, we'll see. But I got done with writing the story for the 22nd episode of Adventurous Army, and my god, we're getting to the good parts here. I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but we're getting to the final, 24 episodes, right, on a normal series. So we're getting to the final episode soon. It's about to end soon, and I can't wait, because, it's going to be a nice wrap-up to this long story. All things considered. And then we got another story in mind. Although, part of me wonders if I should hold off on that until I get more space in between. But we'll see. We'll see what we plan on doing. Right now, I'm just trying to get this done with. And then I gotta try to post this today, if at all possible. Easier said than done, but usually it doesn't take that long to write something. If I'm starting at, like, say 11, I'll be done at around 3 or so. Or 4. Depends on the speed at which we're writing and how much we can get done with to get a 22-minute read, imagine. It takes a while. Did you just flick that? Okay, can't really. I just see a giant piece of wet food fly up, and now you're eating it off the floor. Of course you are. Anyways, yeah. This shouldn't take too long if we can get this done with quickly. But after that, I'm not sure. I know I gotta go to sleep early so I can wake up at around 1 or so. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, we're just gonna try to work on what we can work on, and then we're gonna try to get a quick animals drawing finished. So I can at the very least get done with what needs to get done with. Worst case scenario, I can only get one thumbnail finished. Because there's still also a landscapes and scenery drawing that I gotta get finished drawing. Which could be Thursday, maybe. And then we got Friday. And then that's just a bunch of recordings of episodes and whatnot. Man. Hey, but at least we got a Saturday and Sunday off, so there's that. I think, we're about to... god damn it. I'm thinking we're about to get done with the week, and we won't be able to catch up on stuff. But actually, it turns out... shitberg. It turns out we did the stupid and combined these instead of doing it right. Which one is it? This one? No. This one. There you are. Get over here, you. How the hell do I manage to do these stupid things? Who knows? Well, it don't matter now, and to make it so we grab the colors that we need to grab, I'll just hide this, and yeah, I had a feeling. You can't see it, but that did get messed up. Alright, asshole, get out of here. You are not supposed to be that. I don't know how the hell I managed that, but I did, so let's fix it. Matter of fact, screw it, you are going to be Windows instead. Make sure I didn't accidentally delete anything off the side here. There we go. Mission accomplished. Now I just gotta go on ahead and shade in the rest of this stuff. Anyways, what's going on in this episode of Heavenly Deadland, you may ask? Well, there's a few things to take into consideration. If you need a refresher on what happened in episode 3, we got to meet a lot more of the devils and a lot more of the angels. And now we're getting to see a fight between Daiki and Fuyoyoshi, otherwise known as, I think, the Bone Dragon. I don't know if I gave him a name already, but if I did give him a name, or a nickname, so to speak, for the angels to refer to him as, it would probably be the Bone Dragon. Because look, he formed bones. This is what the whole formed bones out of his bone armor out of his body becomes a literal dragon with a bunch of bones coming out of his leather jacket. Destroys the jacket, yes, but take this form when you feel as though that your odds of success is quite low. Whoops. I don't know if you can hear the boing, because I think I have that muted. Yeah, it says muted into desktop audio, so it should be fine. Building. Let's not get rid of that part. Anyways, yeah. We've got a pretty massive fight episode that also showcases all of the devil's abilities. You get to see them all working in tandem. You get to see the stretchy devil, whose name I can't remember. I think it was Ren. You get to see Fuyoyoshi over here utilizing his powers to literally just morph and manipulate all of the people's bones, all the angel foot soldiers' bones, to where they just look like massive pile of bones. And then there's also the nail devil, I think his name was, Ritsu or something like that? Can't remember. So many names to have to remember, and especially Japanese names, which is not easy for me to remember since that is not my native language. Nor is it a language I really fully know, but it's one that I have to kind of borrow. I have kanjis here. This apparently means dragon, and this apparently means rage. But I just get the funny feeling that somehow it's not coming together the way I think it does. And why wouldn't it, right? I mean, I guess technically... Oh, I closed the thing. Because I didn't need it anymore. I guess technically speaking, I could just take those two kanji, put them together in a translator, and see if it translates it to what I think it would translate to. Hard to say, really. Grab this. Because I'm relying on Google Translate, and usually translations don't work as well as you think. But you can't imagine it not working well if the amount of, looking up both the words, kanji for dragon, or just put the actual kanji in a Google Translate. I can't imagine that it's not right if all of that is working the way you think it would. But who knows? This is Google we're talking about. A site that has not been helping a lot when it comes to searching for certain things, and it's annoying. Very annoying. But regardless, I'm trying my best to at least mimic some inspiration from Tokyo Ghoul, with the whole Japanese, kanjis, all that kind of stuff. Very difficult to do when you don't know anything outside of English. And even then you struggle with English sometimes, even though I write a whole bunch and at least written down tons of complex words. I gotta be careful what I speak here, because I bit my tongue last night eating dinner. Now if I'm too freaking fast, my tongue will be like, oh, hurt. Where the hell are you going? Go to, no, B. So that's annoying. But yes, I'm trying my best here. Granted, we got other series that we've been working on that are lesson. I mean, Lustful Horrors is also taking place in a Japanese country. Japan, I think it's in... I don't know exactly if it's in Tokyo. I think it's just simply Japan that the girls are in. But nothing really there is different outside of just, what you would call seniors, being third years in high school. And then, of course, the names. And then, of course, I don't know, English, Japanese class, whichever one that, I mean, I guess if you're in Japan, English would be a foreign language, obviously. Pretty goddamn obvious when you think about it. Dabbling into it, I'm not really getting too much of a cultural boost, but I'm getting at least some amount of an idea. I'm just hoping I'm doing it justice. Anyways, I've got a fridge to shade in, and I am horsed. Right, Momo? Cadillac. Alright, so most of this stuff I'm going to have to copy and duplicate. That's going to be interesting. But that should be fine. Yeah, you got series like Elementals Reborn that takes place within a fantasy world. If anything, I would say Pomander is kind of going off of Polish. Because, Gwyneth's name is Polish, I believe. And you got Ariella Mine, who is meant to be Asian. I don't know what Ganther is meant to be, but I believe Damadora is meant to be Arab, somewhere along the lines of that. But what would Ganther be? That's a good question. Ah, fuck. It's fine. I could just do this. Sure, that's not what I wanted. I can't remember if I had anything in mind for him. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. Since those particular countries and whatnot don't exist in the world of Etheria. No, the world of Etheria, it's its own thing. Going off of different names for continents and whatnot, and going off of a kingdom and village scheme. Forgot what that era was called. I don't quite recall. Anyways, back to the subject at hand over here. I don't know if I shaded this in, but I'll shade it in again just in case. So this episode's a pretty gruesome one. You get to see dozens of angels get their shit rolled, shit rocked, whatever the word is. And you get to see a bunch of the devils fight alongside some of the higher ranking angels, the ones mostly in Daiki's group over here. And also you get to see what Daiki's jackhammer looks like when it goes out of his body and fully in. Grabs a second handle, it takes it out, it flips, the thing on the back here flips over the little thing here, kind of goes down, flips over, and goes in and locks into place. It requires a whole lot of muscular movement to be able to actually utilize such a weapon. Now, what is this scene right here in the bottom? Well, after the failure of the fight between Shikama Takahiro up against the boss of, Grayson, Takehiro's going back home to his drugged up, and cigarette-charged wife. Pretty heavy. A lot of bad things that she took into her system here. And there is a backstory for it, a pretty obvious one when you think about it. He's hell-bent on trying to destroy all of the devils in order to make a safe world for his child, the little baby boy. And there is a babysitter, and then this babysitter, the one who did stay and didn't run out because of the way she acts, is Kiyomi. I'm going ahead and bring that up. Give me a second. Where are you? Where are you? Episode 2. That's not episode 2. Episode 2. This one right here. Kill me. For the most part, at least. She's over here, babysitting child. Mother is angry because she thinks that the babysitter thinks that she can't take care of her own child. And poor Kiyomi gets cigarette burns. But she's okay, because she's trying everything she can to make this guy's life a little bit easier. Takahiro, the family man who's trying his best to keep his family afloat at the very least via his child. The wife, on the other hand, she's fallen far. There's no coming back from this. If there is, it's going to take a lot of rehabilitation. It's pretty sad, but it makes you want to root for Takahiro more. Now, you're not really meant to root for Shikama because he's more of a deranged lunatic, in a sense. No, wait, I forgot to color her piece in. Son of a bitch. Let me see, where's the window? Sus. Sure, Shikama might have the charm, but there is definitely something about him that most people probably are going to be like, oh, well, that's a little bit much, don't you think? We don't see that yet. I mean, we've seen little hints and bits and pieces of it with him going to that assembly where they, are given a little talk with the Evangenesis group about devil awareness, essentially. Brash, flippant about death, especially considering the fact that he already found a replacement for himself when he died, so that Takahiro wouldn't be left alone. Real considerate Shikama is, but also not really one to really, put his, put his life up high in terms of, in his minds, they are all expendable. They'll die any day in their line of work. So he wants to be prepared for when he does take that time for him to die. For when it is time for him to die. I know my speaking is all over the place, but trust me, I'm trying to make sense here in the best way I can. Ugh. But yes, he has his moments. In episode 3, if you've seen, he is shown to at least be understanding that he and Takahiro are outclassed. Which is interesting when you think about it. You might be outclassed, but you'd think you'd go and continue fighting. But nope, he doesn't. And it makes sense, because Takehiro's out of explosive powder, or explosive fuel, whatever it is that he's in his sword, to be able to fight. But I think in the end of it all, a lot of people are probably going to root more so for Takahiro. He's a family man who's trying to kill the devils in order to make a safer world for his children. Or child. Not children. He only has one child. And then his wife, who... Let's face it, what can you do to save your wife from this situation? Rehab would help. But the problem here is, you see where they're living right now? I can't imagine they're really getting much of a pay. Especially... I feel like it should be even more so because of the whole fighting the devils thing. You are risking your life. And pay isn't even considered. Or at least high pay. I think regardless, they're not in a really good financial spot. Well, Good enough to buy a crap ton of, because this is just the one bit. I'm going to texture and then duplicate all of these and combine them. Man, the past 2 episodes of series that I've done, this one and Angels and Devils, have just it had drug references in here. At least the next episode is going to be a good one for Angels and Devils. It's going to be a pretty cool one. Can't wait for you to see it. But yeah, this one over here with it's definitely heavy. I'm sure some people could probably relate to Takahiro more, because they might have a family member who is like this, who has fallen so far off the wagon that Haruo Speedwagon couldn't help them up. I don't know why I said his name. It was just Wagon. A guy from JoJo. Ashtray. Well, regardless, he's doing his best to destroy all the devils. Still, it's not going to be enough when your wife refuses to seek help. And there is still the case of him avoiding his wife, because as Shinichi said, that shouldn't even freaking combine. Shikama's a scythe. Shinichi is completely different. Why are you like this, brain? Why can't you just work? But it's like Vanessa and Veronica. My brain keeps mixing between the 2 names. Don't know why. I don't even know if Shikama is an actual name, but I guess it might be. See, with this one, I actually looked at the Panthers, for names for boys and girls to get the names of these characters. I should at least try to learn how to properly put together a Japanese name. But the problem is, I can't differentiate between what would be a male name and a female's name, even though some names are kind of unisex. Like Kohaku, apparently. And that is pretty evident with Kohaku from Inuyasha and the Kohaku from Dr. Stone. Which I have been watching that series because it's back on Toonami. Again, the second half got fully made, which is great. And I gotta say, I was not expecting that. Spoilers, obviously, for Dr. Stone. I don't know what episode that would be. I could probably look it up real quick. That's not what I want. Dr. Stone. Which episode is that one? 13, I think. I believe so. I could just look up freaking the Toonami subreddit. That would probably help a hell of a lot more. Assuming it's still here. The hell is this? The banner of this is definitely interesting. Yeah, episode 13 of season 3, of course. Then we'll talk about, we get to see what the device of the stone making thing is, and it is alien tech, it looks like. It looks like alien tech. It's the Triarch symbol, or whatever you call it. But it's an alien technological thingy. It does make me wonder if this is just going to be a fictional scientific thingy, or if it's going to be some actual thing that could happen IRL. There is, of course, a disease that dogs can get that turns them to stone, but I don't think it's the same thing as a stone statue. I'm not entirely too sure. But yes, I can only imagine that there is something to do with that, except it's been modified to have humans and birds in mind instead of dogs. I don't know how they're going to end that series, though, and have the actual scientific explanation of the thing. It might just be, oh, because it's a scientific device that's capable of turning people into literal statues that can be dismantled safely and revive them via nitric acid. It's probably just going to be, this is just some scientific device that's capable of turning you into stone, but there are some science and rules behind it, but we don't exactly have an explanation as to how this device actually is doing what it needs to do to turn people to stone. Make it sound logical and, like it could actually happen IRL. Nobody in their right minds would actually try to create such a device. And even if they could, the ethics behind creating such a thing, it would be so far below the charts. A weapon that turns other people to stone, eh? That's definitely a terrifying thing, but there's an easy way to get out of that situation. And I can show you it right now. Just go on ahead and jiggle out of it. Yep, just go on ahead and jiggle out of it. Just gotta move that analog stick left and right before you get hit by the next attack. Do it Castlevania style. You know what I'm talking about, right? But seriously, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the hell they explain this particular device and how it works. Because I don't know where they'll go to explain it. Like, maybe it would be weird to go down this route, but maybe it's some fungal thing. Because what is it, mange? Let me just look it up so I freaking know what it is. Dog turning to stone. Skin disease that's called mange. Yeah. Is mange a fucking Christ? Press N, you idiot. A fungus. Is it? Oh, parasitic mites. So are you telling me that it could be literal parasites? Weaponized parasites? Well, that doesn't make it any less worse than the cordyceps or whatever the hell they call it in The Last of Us. Literal mites. It's like mites glowing green amongst the glistening sun. And then they spread out, but if they don't find a host, they'll die out, and then that's how the thing disappears. Somebody mass bred a shit ton of parasitic mites to be able to affect humans and birds, but not dogs. What if that's the case? Some scientists tried to figure out a cure for mange, and they're like, I think I've done it. There's going to be no more mange affecting the dogs in the entirety of the world. And they did it, but to offset, humans and birds now get turned to stone. And instead of whatever it was before, it's now actually just, now you're just little statues that can live for 3,000 years, somehow, in the future. And now it's become like a bioweapon. Nanomachines, son, but parasites. Honestly, I feel like that would probably be the way to go. Some man who we think is our enemy is actually someone who's trying to cure his dog of mange, as well as all the other dogs in the world of mange. But instead, he ended up somehow creating a very bad outbreak, causing these glowing green parasitic mites to encompass the entire world, because they obviously can't escape the atmosphere. And then all the humans and birds got infested with mange, the advanced nano parasites, we'll call them. And now they're all statues. It's not the actual parasite stone skin, it's actual statues. The dogs are no longer manged. But in the end, all of humanity got turned to stone, and that one man who was trying to save his dog just completely destroyed civilization. And the people who picked up on that technology don't know shit about it. They only know that it turns people to stone, and they'll use it to advance their little goals. So that's what I'm theorizing. It could be just an advanced bioengineered parasitic mite that causes mange in order to reverse the mange effect by having the said mange spread out to kill all of the mange from the dogs, which it might do, but then it also affects everyone else with it. I kind of hope it's that. But it's also this weird alien tech-like thing. It could be an alien parasitic mange. I mean, it's not to say that alien parasites don't exist out there residing on the meteorites somehow, frozen within a cold spot, cryogenically frozen, living infinitely. We don't know much about our universe outside of the current galaxy. And it's not like we're out there grabbing asteroids to examine and see if there's any parasites in there. Nobody's actively doing that, at least as far as I'm aware. But it could be that, or it could be an alien UFO crashing into Earth and somebody discovering the tech and boom. Could be some government sees this and are like, ooh, what does this thing do? Presses button and fucks everyone over. Why humans and birds? Who knows? Do apes get affected? Because technically speaking, we are also, we are advanced apes, but apes? I don't know, actually. I'm going to look it up. And Dr. Stone, are apes affected? I'm not seeing anything here about apes. Huh. Is it because humans are smart? And also, this is just telling us birds are smart as well. I mean, have you seen a crow? Then again, you've also got seagulls who have lacked the coordination whatsoever. Yeah, but also cats are smart sometimes, right, Nano? You're just sleeping. So honestly, it's hard to say. I would like to think that it's just an advanced form of parasitic mange. And the technology made, they are a science buff and they tried to make it look as technological as possible. Either that or alien technology. From a crash UFO that one of the governments tried to utilize and then they got everyone screwed over. I could definitely see that happening. We don't know much about the technological advancements of the places outside of our world. We're so far from everything that being able to actually come into contact with that kind of stuff is extremely rare. Although you would imagine if aliens knew about our existence, they would at least try to observe us because they're probably in the same boat as we are. They think that they're the only intelligent species out there. They come to see humanity doing their thing and they're curious, thinking, I thought we were the only smart being out here in the world, but it turns out no, there are more. Of course, if they already knew that, then they probably would have already gotten into that particular effect. And imagine the aliens are just waiting for us to eventually get to that particular levels ourselves to make themselves known. Which makes sense. There's no reason to try to advance the technological, wheel of another species still technically in our primitive state. Because for one thing, they probably are worried, rightfully so, about us fighting back against them because we are freaking dumb in that respite for some reason. Who knows why? And they probably don't want to make themselves known because they know what we're capable of, but they don't want to kill us because it's good study. And also, they probably have more of a moral code than most of humanity does anyway, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. It makes sense when you really get wrought down to it. If aliens knew of our existence, they would try everything within their power to examine us while trying to not get spotted by us. Sure, there's a lot of people out there, and some people just have to be in the right place at the right time. So it's pretty easy for them to get spotted by those who are just randomly looking up in the sky and seeing weird lights. So honestly, I can definitely see aliens having visited this planet. But knowing what kind of species we are, even though we are making technological strides and whatnot, they probably want to keep their distance until eventually we completely master space travel and exit the Milky Way galaxy, traveling to a different galaxy and back to this one. God damn it, It is. Let me remember which one this is. Is it this one? It is this one. Alright, let me just get this out of the way with that. F. I think this is F. Yep. That's at least my theory on the situation anyways. I cannot possibly fathom us being the only ones in the world, or in the universe. But until we get to the point where we can actually travel far into space, we're never going to see alien life forms in our time. And if Elon Musk keep doing the stupid and destroying his spaceships and not actually actively getting us to a point where we can get to space travel, then I don't think we'll ever reach there, at least by his hands. Somebody else will probably take the mantle, and at that point, I don't care, so long as we at least get to see some aliens. I feel like the government could technically leak the existence of aliens, and people would just think, oh, it's just some art project. It's fake, false news. Look, why would the alien look like this? And even if it's insectoid, the people will be like, nah, you would think it would be insectoid. All right, this is definitely not an alien. This is not real. The nut jobs out there who will take any freaking scrap of evidence will be like, yes, this is it. This is what we've been wanting. And they will take it at heart. The sensible people out there will just brush it off and be like, are they going to help me pay my taxes? I don't think so. I gotta get up for work in the morning. And then they go about their day. Now, technically, they could just go on ahead and let everybody know aliens exist. Wouldn't matter anymore. Life's already full of bull and shit, and there's no way aliens are going to be exciting enough for us to really bother with it. God damn it, stop clicking on the wrong thing. So I'm all for the government just letting us know that they do exist. And then we could just go about our days as normal. Because what are we going to do with that information? Nothing. That's what. No way we're going to actually be able to do anything with that information because we all have lives to live. That's not what I want to press. You might not want to hear that truth, but that is the truth. Nobody's going to be out there nobody's going to be out there actively being like, yeah, they exist. We're going to go on ahead and change our entire lifestyles for that. That's just the way life is. So if any of y'all government agents are monitoring this for some reason, you can go on ahead and give us the information. If you don't have it, then you don't have it. But if you do have it, nobody's going to care. We've gotten to a point where society is just filled with work this, work that, work your life away for as a corporate slave wager or some shit. It's sad. It's depressing. People don't get enough time to live their lives the way they want to live it. So you really think everybody's going to drop everything they're doing and be all like, aliens! Aliens! They are not. Okay, I'm going to put this bowl up here. Oh, wait a minute. Fuckberg. I forgot about that tidbit. Well, that's going to be tricky then. Because I'm supposed to get this bowl in here. Unless I can take these two and copy both of them. I cannot. Well, none of it's there. Okay, well, how many bowls do I plan on making here? Oh, wait, right. Which one is this one? No, click on that. Not that one. Well, shoot. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me figure this out. Why am I struggling to keep... Is this it? Ah, it is this. It's B up top. We don't have to have several bowls, just enough bowls. Wait, I guess that means you're going to be up here. Or not. Here. Again, or not. Here. There we go. Alright, that's easy enough. Just put the two copies in between. And this one I could just copy anyway, so there's no real reason for me to worry. Yeah. A couple of bowls. I don't need to have too many bowls here. This amount of bowls will work. The plate, on the other hand, I can make this work. Or not? Maybe? Well, let's see. Doing that, I could probably go on ahead and do this so that we have a nice... Never mind. Anyways, yeah, there isn't really much for me to talk about here. Man, these plates aren't doing what I was expecting them to do. What if I were to go on ahead and make a nice little outline here that goes around the plate? Once more around the top. Does that work? Yeah, at least gives the plates a nice little outline here. There we go. And the plate go out here, and out here. Awesome. I'll try to copy this multiple times, but, yeah. Plates all over the place, bowls. No, don't merge link, you fool. Merging link is not what we want. Now that should work. There we go. Bowls. What the hell were you? Oh, you, of course. Just a lot of plates all over the place. Looks kind of like oysters, but they are plates. Don't you worry. These are indeed plates. Plates all over the place. I could probably just put more bowls over here. Rotate them, have them go here. The bowls ain't moving. That's fine. I combine the plates again. And just copy you. That's a good question. More plates. Well, I also need some beer bottles. Ooh, I got an idea. But can I really do it now? What the hell is this sink here? Sink one. Okay, I have an idea. I'll have to get rid of some of these plates. Well, yeah, plates. And then we can go on ahead and do what we plan on doing. You'll see in a minute, bro. Alright. Do we need more plates? I'll make another copy just in case. Alright. That's set. Just grab this. Back out. Reduce the size of this. Okay, careful now. I want to delete all of the plates up here. And that should take care of this bit here. Whoops. Alright, let's just move this plate, I don't know, here or something. I'll call this one plates 1B. I'll just have a regular old plate, maybe just sitting on top. Nah, put it here for now. Now I need to take these beer bottles and start copying them. How many are there? A beer bottle right here. Copy this and just put these here, and we'll move this where it needs to be. Which is not here, but rather down somewhere. Get over here, beer. I need to take you out of this place. Oh yeah, this is Monami, and that's ISAO. ISAO. I think it's ISAO. I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, at least. Pretty sure, but it's hard for me to say. A lot of beer. Did I texture it? I did not, or did I? I don't think I did. Hold on, let me texture these goddamn beer bottles real quick. If I did, I didn't do a good job at it. Yeah, no, I think I neglected to texture these. I textured this, but I didn't texture the beer bottles. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So what? Some of them look unique. It's good to have some of them look unique regardless. Alright. I'd say a beer bottle in the sink, lying up against the plates. And a beer bottle inside of here, but I think... I don't know exactly, actually. Because it's not going to actually work the way I think it is, so... Beer bottle here. Try to delete the beer bottle around the edge. Well, that will be difficult if I don't have the ability to see where that is. So what I'm going to do, to make this easier on me, is I'm going to copy this. Move this over to here. And try to rotate this where it needs to be rotated. Seems about right. That's not what I want. I want this one instead, which works perfectly. There we go. I like how we're trying to be sunshine and happy here, but it's not. None of this is happy. It's very depressing. I'll go ahead and do this and try to make this look like it's laying flat on the ground, rolling. Now it just looked like it was flattened. That's not right. We'll just put it right here. And maybe make this one be a little bit lighter to distinguish it from the flooring. I would say do the same to that, but I don't want to do that. Trying to be reasonable about, whoops, the creation of which most of this is going to go in. And there's all the beer bottles. I don't know if there's going to be another, so I'll just go on ahead and do this. And just plop this down right back here. So that's beer 1B, I think. Yep, for the most part. Alright, now for the cigarettes. This one's going to be interesting, but what I need to do... Well... Make sure I don't accidentally cop that. Layer via copy. Layer via copy. Some more cigarette butts around the place. I'll have this one die out a bit more. Oh. Well, I'd say there is probably one thing I should do with most of these, and that's make it look like it is burned to ash. Okay, I'll just combine that with this. Now, if that's the case, you need to be like 20 or something. Alright. Okay, and the last one. Good, great, fantastic. I'll do the same to you, I think. Do we need another needle? Probably not. We really want to try to overdose this lady more. Now, I need some drool. I need to grab saliva, and I don't think I mean, I might have one in the Adventurous Army slot. That is juice. That's not saliva. Unless there's one with Mabel. Yes, there is. Good, great, fantastic. Prepare for a dark and depressing scene. I wonder how many people's opinions are going to be finalized when they see what Takahiro has to deal with. You can't really blame the guy. What would you do in this situation? Really is depressing. Saliva. I want to get back to the fight up ahead. Yoshi versus Daiki. It's not going to be a pleasant fight. You're going to be squeamish when you see the bones and the nails. But that's mostly from the other angels. The bones, the nails, the turning people into a ribbon because your stretchy arm ability with a dagger can be really good to just wrap around somebody and just... And pulverizing someone to bloody mist because you increased your muscle mass to be able to do that. I mean, Kentaro will be able to manipulate his muscle mass means he could probably gather enough muscular strength to just brick punch them. You know, Brick from Borderlands with his ability to turn people into fine red mist via one singular punch. Smoke. For the most part, anyways, that's what Kentaro's abilities mostly consist of. I'll just stick to Takehiro's house. Actually, this is smoke. If I can... Hold on. Hiccup. There we go. If I draw this again, and I don't know if this is where I want this to be. Not quite. Let me go over to the lower background instead. If I draw this again, which I don't know if we plan on doing that, but I always have the swatches saved if I need it. We'll at least have all of the smoke color and stuff ready. You can barely see the smoke there. Wonder if I should have some darker smoke amongst it. Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like there's two different types of smoke. Whoops. Smoke number one. There's two different types of smoke here. It's steam smoke, where the smoke is dark gray, or it's cigarette smoke, where the smoke is usually a light gray. You may ask yourself, why is smoke light gray? Or why is smoke gray in general? Who's to say? I am looking forward to the next episode of Heavenly Deadland, primarily because of a very specific, particular scene that I have in mind involving one of the characters. What was her name again? Suzume? I'm starting to remember Suzume and Satomi's name, if I am saying those correctly. Let me go to my artworks toolbase and just open this damn thing up so I can 100% make sure that I'm saying names properly. I should separate these by male and female like I did with every other series. We got 29 characters. Damn. There are 29 characters so far in this series. That is a lot. Atsuki, which I can't remember who that was. Chihiro, Shinatsu, who I think is the sniper angel. Daiki Fuyoshi, which is this guy up here. Hanichi, the main character who's not in this one, surprisingly. Haruya, which is the strong, the principal, the guy, the time devil. Hifumi, Hiroku, can't remember who that one was. Isayo, which is the baby here. Junhana, who is dead. Yunosamu, who is, still not in this episode, but will be in the next set of episodes. Kentaro, Kohaku, which is the child, little sister of Junhana. Kiyomi, Manami, this drugged up girl. Matsuyama Masashi, which is the old guy. Mukadetoro Grayson, which is the one that Shikama and Takahiro fought. Osuke, Junhana's ex. Rin, I was right, the stretchy devil. Ritsu, the nails devil. Ryosuke, the body parts devil. Think Nico Robin, but more gruesome and grotesque, and can't produce a crap ton of limbs like that, but has to, save up a bunch of them. Satomi, Shinichi, Suzume, Takahiro, Yaiko, Yasu, and Yuki. Yasu is the sound devil, Yuki is the bugging devil, which we saw in the last episode with what she did with Hifumi. So right now we got Daiki, Fuyoshi, Takahiro, Isayo, and Manami. You two will be a bit difficult to remember because you're just recent characters. Which reminds me, the dread of this scene, I should have a shadow over your face. It makes sense, right? Shadow. Or darkness. 29 characters. And it's not impressive compared to Elementals Reborn with its who knows how many characters are in that one. I can't even begin to state. I mean, I could probably go over to there. I'm not going to talk about all of them. We got 5 in the bandits category, 5 in the Brim Dragonia village, which is, what's his name again? I don't think he's here. Which is Alistair's friends. We got 3 in the Cardigan Kingdom. We've got 3 in the Dark Cult, 4 in the Faith Dawn Village. I mean, the gods, Archasius, Histrana. We got 5 in the Hazarika family. We've got 5 in the Mine family. We got 2 in Montgomery. We got 4 in the Nature Kingdom. We've got 1 in Pinequill. We've got 3 in the Porez family. We got 6 in the Tora family, which makes sense because Gwyneth is kind of our main character, so much so to speak. And it's saying there are 44 items here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Minus 13, that's 31 side characters plus Melina. Oh, no, sorry, the 32 side characters with Melina in mind. Yeah, there's 12, 13... Ah, there she is. Right. Yeah, no, it is definitely 32. You can't see it, but I'm doing a lot of stuff here. So with all of that taken into consideration, and there being a grand total of 80 files, minus... Wait. 80 files, 13... There are 80 characters, then. Assuming the files, or the folders aren't... Okay, there's an easy way to test this out. New folder. Don't name it. Properties. Okay, there are 80 characters. Now we know them. Because there's still that Queen Girl, so that's the Queen Girl, the Queen's Assistant in Leviathan Kingdom, that's 81. There is still Lil... who the hell am I missing here? Who the fuck am I missing? There's, a bunch of side characters, but those are the ones we aren't talking about. Episode... the Sten, or Stone, or whatever the fuck his name was, in the 9th episode. 82. There are 82 characters in Elementals Reborn. Now, as for Nova Guardians, well, that one... There's 21 men, and there are 18 women. Surprisingly, because I'm known for drawing mostly just women. Not counting the creatures, which there are 18 of them, that makes a total of 21 plus 18, which I believe is 39 characters. But that's in Nova Guardians. And there are some characters who we haven't drawn or shown yet. And there's also the creatures. I can't say if you can count those, but regardless, the point here is 29 characters is not a lot. But also, we haven't shown all the characters yet in this one. There are still more characters. There will be more angels introduced in the next one, the quote-unquote higher rankings. And Daiki is not a part of them. Satomi and Shinichi are the ones that are a part of them. I guess that works. The darkness and the fog here might change most of that. So yes, that's pretty much all there is to that in that department. I need some fire now. Glad we wasted some time there. But yes, all things considered... wait, I'm going to go all the way down and put this here so that this gets where it needs to go. Oh wait, no, this should probably be in the upper background section, so fire. And I will grab this, I think. Am I grabbing anything? I am not. I'll grab this, and then I'll go ahead and add in this. Alright, fire time. Which makes sense. We got the fiery rage of the dragon. The dragon's rage, or dragon's fury, as this episode is called. I just gotta remember... Whoopsis. Put that back. I just gotta remember... And let me put this at 20. I can barely see anything happening here. Remember to put in the kanji. Kaiji. Freaking brain fart. I would like to try to learn another language. I tried Spanish once before. That didn't work. I tried Italian once before. That didn't work. My brain does not have the capability of keeping all of that information in check. Which makes sense. A lot of my brain power right now is focused entirely on my creations. Although back then I didn't really have that, so my brain power back then wasn't anywhere near where it's at now in being able to at least think about my creations. But still. Even though I would like to try to learn Japanese and how to write it, there's no way in hell I'm going to actually be able to do that and retain it 100% efficiently and confidently. It sucks, but that's just how it is. My brain cannot keep this knowledge contained. I tried it twice with 2 different languages. So what makes me think I'll be able to do the same thing with something as complex as, Japanese? Would be great. Would be awesome. But trying to keep track of all of that knowledge and using it right, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So we got fire. I should save this swatch. I almost didn't save it. Tokyo. Even though I don't know if there's going to be any more fire in Tokyo, but it's not like there's actual fire happening here. Now go to characters and go to Daiki. I might have a glow around him here. I do not. Well, shoot. You know what? That's fine. I'll just make another glow. An overlay at 50. Okay. I might try to do something specific here. Emphasis, on might. First things first, I want to get a nice little aura glow. Angelic. Or what's the opposite of angelic that uses the word devil? Because I'm thinking of demonic, but that's not the word that I want to use. For obvious reasons, because this entire series consists of angels and devils. I can't just simply go on ahead and utilize demons. Angelic, satanic? Yeah, I think that's the word I'm looking for. I know it's been a while since I've seen Tokyo Ghoul. But I don't recall if there was any religious aspects to that series. I mean, would there have been? Devil. Why the fuck did particles, you dumbass? I can't quite recall. No, I can't. Let me space this out a bit more, actually, and make it not big. Well, we got particles on both sides. Let me save Daiki's swatch here. Go over to... I don't think Fuyoshi has anything in that department, does he? No, he does not. Well, it's been quite a while, actually, so I could probably tell you this. If you haven't went to read it yet, well, this is what happens at the end of the episode. During the fight, Fuyoshi and Daiki do a one-on-one. None of the other angels join in because of pride and whatnot. He tried his best, but Daiki was too strong. Fuyoshi dies. If you haven't read it yet, well, That's on you for not going to the episode and reading it. I gave you your warning. But yes, Fuyoshi dies. Of course. No, keep that. I think I still need to do more things here. Of course, that's just what we have so far in this particular episode, because it ends here. Nothing else happens after that. You will see in the next episodes to come the impact of his death. A character you don't really see too much. Let me go over to here. There we go. But yeah, no spoilers and whatnot outside of the current episode at hand. I have more to talk about, but I will reserve it. You will see the outcomes and all of what happens. And a pretty cool moment in the next episode. A cool one and well, I wouldn't say lustful, because it's one where two of the devils go after one of the angels. Alright, I'm going to just put some corpses out here. Not actual corpses. This one's got to be a mess of bones and whatnot, so I'm going to try to make this easy and to make this look like a freaking horror show. I'm going to try to do the clone tool on this stuff. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode. This one's already interesting due to how some of the lesser angels die out here. You also get to see Yaiko going to town on some angels. Because you see her just being sidelined multiple times. And for good reasons, too. I want to hold off on her a little bit before she says enough is enough, goes to save Yasu? Let me look. Yeah, Yasu. Because Yasu does not manage to kill a single angel. And she's taking charge. She's taking charge, but not able to really fully take charge because Daiki's in a whole nother freaking league. He's on the same league as the Angel of Death, i.e. Shinichi, as well as Grayson, or Mukadetoru? Yeah, Mukadetoru. He's on a completely different level. Where not even Fuyoshi could beat him. And Fuyoshi, as you see in this episode, is pretty badass, because this is a corpse right here that's been completely turned into bones. So I could probably say this right now. Fuyoshi manipulates dozens of weak angelic foot soldiers who try to stop him from going towards some of the higher-ranking angels. But they just get turned into a bloody, bony freaking mess. They get turned into modern art made of bones. You thought Genos' modern art was awful and terrible? You haven't seen anything yet with this one. It's just a mess. A bloody mess, to say the least. I'm going to stain all of this. And then combine... Whoops. And then combine it. Well, actually, let me put this bone, or blood. I was going to keep it on the first bone layer. But I got to combine all the bones. I need this to not be this, but rather this. Because it'll look like broken... Well, that depends, really. Broken, jagged bones. It's not going to work if most of this is... Yeah, like that. Oh, that is interesting, to say the least. The real question is, how could I make it look natural? Because that one looks natural, actually. Oddly enough, that does look natural. I guess I just gotta go look around and see if I can find... Oh, that could work. Yeah, that one works. Oh, that one kind of works if it wasn't for that. Could I... Kind of. Think of it like this. It's a bunch of fragmented bones breaking out and turning into a mess. Could I combine this one over here? Probably. Now the real question is, how do we get all of this over here to combine? Good question. Oh, that one could work if we put like one here. And another right here, maybe. A mess of bones. Oh, that could work. Now, I'm going to try to move this around a bit. Rotate. Put it down below and try to mess it around here. Rotate. This might have to be the bottom, technically speaking. I did not want you to go into the road, you fucking fool. What a mess. This person over here got turned into a bloody mess. I gotta stain some of the bones here. And then I gotta get a bunch of flesh chunks. This is a pretty gruesome episode. He goes on ahead, manipulates the bones inside of the foot soldiers' bodies, and they all get bursted like a fucking balloon. Blood, guts, a lot of bones. Now there's the, what do you call it here? The flesh chunks. That. See, I don't know if I need it to flow, but I guess a flow might look good. Do this. Flesh chunks all over the place. Bits of meat from the soldiers who died from the severe death defying what you call it. And beneath it is a whole bunch of flesh. Get the flesh splattered out. Get some other faded, all that stuff. And get even more blood. This one's pretty simple, really. I just gotta go on ahead and get a nice big puddle of it here. And we'll go on ahead and make this, let's see, hard light, no. Soft light, overlay, color work. Now, color's too bright. I guess soft light kind of works. No, you fool. Go to O. Now we go on ahead, do this. Color in the flesh as well. And the bones. Get some of these bones like this. And now we'll just go on ahead and do this. What you doing, Momo? Licking yourself? You did old snuff. Or scoff. Gonna matter, just gonna look at me. Blood. And that right there's a dead soldier. He got myrtleized. I would say the only thing I really need to do here is to try to keep most of the flesh contained inside of the blood spatter. And, of course, try to texture more of it so it looks like bloodied, dark bloodied flesh. Oh, well, I can't do the alt move technique, unfortunately. I guess this is what we're sticking with? Okay, if that's the case, then blood would be its own thing. Boom. Or corpse 1A. Yes, that is the corpse of some person. A mess of bone and blood. No, this button, you fool. Bring it in. Am I still on that? Alright, and we'll just have the blood continue further outwards. A blood-stained road. Whoops. Well, that's a problem. Showcasing some of the foot soldier angels that got murdered alongside this guy right here. I do want to at least try to figure out how I want to go about doing the nails guy. I'd say maybe I can use this. We can have a mixture of blood, so blood number 1, blood number 2. I'll save it in for you, Yoshi. Since it kind of works in his favor. Though it seems kind of pointless to save your swats since you're dead. But hell, who knows? We could probably do a flashback episode or something. Alright, nails. Wait a minute. More of an angle, jitter. Less spacing. Increase the count. And flatten it more so it looks more like actual nails. Color dynamic, 100%. Other dynamic. Okay, maybe we don't need an others dynamic. Get out of here. 20. This is some person over here getting turned into nails. So, you're probably wondering, why is Ritsu one of the more terrifying devils? It's because just like what Fuyoyoshi did, Ritsu went on ahead and utilized his devil power to form millions of, these little bits here, this stuff right here, not this, the white bits, to form a bunch of nails to pierce through every centimeter of the foot soldier's skin. And this guy's arm that got cut off in the process. And his head as well. Yeah, it's pretty freaking messed up. It's pretty messed up. Now let me condense this so I can combine all of this here. There's going to be a lot of bloodied nails. That's his power. I often think back to that in America, the bubblegum power. Oh, I can create bubblegum projectile. Let me see if I can actually look up the thing. You can't see this, can you? Ah, damn. It makes sense. Your lungs are now filled with bubblegum. What was it again? Your powers are to make bubblegum. That's so fucking stupid. And in this one, silly powers, your lungs are now filled with bubblegum. In this case, your entire body is now filled with nails. Nail clipping. Where it's not even a slow, painful death. It's a quick, extremely painful death as parts of your body gets completely and utterly ripped apart by the nail follicles that keeps on growing off of the nail follicles going through your body. And it's pretty grotesque. It's pretty gruesome. Compared to all of the other devils and their abilities, well, you haven't seen all of them yet, but in this one you're seeing what all of them are capable of in full. Especially the ones you haven't really fully seen yet. Fuyoyoshi, I need to save your swatch. Okay, so I need to keep the blood there. Ritsu, nails, number 1. Nails, number 2. I believe that's you, right? Yep, the hair, cape, yeah, definitely. Ritsu. I'll switch back to Fuyoyoshi so I can grab the blood again. So you might think being able to grow your nail follicles out is a pretty silly power. In America, it would probably be like, I can grow my nail out by like a few centimeters, Meg Griffin style, as you cut them. Whereas in this, well, let's just say you're dead, son. Freaking a whole bunch of... What is this blood here? I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is because it doesn't exist. I'll go off with this then. Man got his freaking head technically cleaved off by a bunch of nails growing inside of his body, as well as his arm. See a bunch of blood just splattering out from him. Blood-covered nails, essentially. I think the flesh would probably be self-contained, whereas in this department, the flesh would be ejected out as the bones, like, form more bones off of their bones as they turn into this pile of bone. I don't know if Tokyo Ghoul had any ghouls who had powers like this. But I'm trying to make this its own thing. I'm trying to make this its own thing by having it be like Demon Slayer powers in a sense. Because there are some pretty interesting demon slaying demon powers that they've got there. So I figured I could probably make a whole bunch of powers going off of Devil's body or something specific. Like Yuki and her bugging powers consist of utilizing bits of her flesh, but manipulated to look like bugs. Hifumi with a scent, like, coming off her, similar to Midnight in a sense, where she can knocks people out, doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter the gender, because, see, I don't know if Midnight's power can be used for freaking on girls, but I guess we'll never figure that out unless I create my own alternate universe, which I have been doing. I'll do ya right. I'll do ya right. As I go on ahead and just drunkenly stupor into saving y'alls. It's funny. Most of the characters are your favorite characters in certain shows. Not going to spoil too much. I'm going to have Luna save, but in this one I'm killing off my own characters. It is a Mocker Brain horror series, and I guess I have technically been doing that with, what do you call it? Let me go to the nails again. I'm going to try to get some hard-colored nails. Colors. This one I do want to kind of keep relative. No, scatter a bit more. Shrink it, reduce the size of it. Maybe do this or something. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Scatter more then. Some 1s and some 20s. And you can't see most of it because of the blood. This is the blood, you fucking dumbass. God fucking damn it, you stupid son of a bitch. Okay, there. Put this on the nails department. Glad I noticed that. So I've noticed that beforehand, but it's fine. Man, I would definitely like to see what this would look animated. Just seeing a bunch of foot soldiers having a shit ton of spiky bones just emit from their entire body like a split second almost. Maybe not a split second. Color? No. Overlay? Kind of. No. Vivid lighting. Makes that look pink. No. I mean, I feel like normal could work if I bring... Well, that's a good question, actually. Because if I make it dark, is that going to actually make a difference, or what? Dark, overlay, go to the nails, put more textures on it. Large texture, then small texture. And a small texture to even smaller texture for the decapitated body parts. That's somebody's head right there. If you couldn't tell. That man's got decapitated. Imagine dying to literal nail follicles, or whatever those are called. It's almost as worse as dying to having your lungs being filled with bubblegum. This guy's trying to reach out as nails overtake him, and it's just like... Imagine how all the nails can support the weight of the corpses being made. Wonder if I could do one of the... Nah, it won't work. Not like that, at least. Would this work, though? That's the question. Go there. Delete some of this bit off. Maybe a little bit more. Nah, that won't work. Unless I were to take the nails again. So go to Ritsu real quick. I still have the nails selected, so I can do that. Go to here, reduce the scatter, increase the count to 3. Now increase the scatter a bit more. Maybe have more nails here or something in the back. Maybe? Hold on, let me make sure this is... Yeah, it is. I think because of the way that is, you probably can't see most of it anyways. Combineth, delete some of it on the sides, I think, to be able to have some of the... Or not, actually, don't do that. Instead, just grab these two and use them to make what needs to be made. Increase the scatter, get more of the bits of nails here. And now we'll go back over to here again. I'll swatch back over to Fuyoyoshi and continue the blood splatter. Yeah. Most of it's probably not going to be seen as much. A lot of foot soldiers died today in a pretty gruesome way, too. Should have expected as much, fellas. What did you think you were going to do against a group such as this? That is blood again, but I do need to shade in the blood regardless. Now I need to just go to the giant puddle of blood giant puddles of blood right here. Try to keep this in a bit more. Like so. I mean, I guess technically I could just grab this and it will be fine enough because it's all going to be in here anyways. There. Pretty goddamn gruesome, though, I must say. Alright, good. Great. Now for the effects. Well, actually, hold on a second. I'll have a divider here. Because I do believe there is a divider here, right? Yeah. Should it be red? Red with a little bit of yellow on the side here. Maybe. I mean, yeah, that could work if we have this not go too far in that direction. We can't see most of this anyway, so I could probably just get rid of some of this and have it be right there. Mayhaps. Can I do a nice overlay or vivid lighting? I could probably do both. Have another divider here, but this one with overlay instead. And at what exactly? Good question. That is soft lighting, you fool. I need overlay. So if that's the case, I need this one to be slightly less darker. This one to also be slightly less darker. We'll have another divider up top, but this one will be just a bright, I'd say pinkish color. So lighting again. Nope. Overlay? Not quite. Do I have anything that would make this look good? Not hue, not color. I could probably put it at like a 50. Nah. But I could do that. Where am I? There we go. See if that works. That ain't gonna work. Well, I tried that one, but that isn't gonna work. Let me try reducing this. Do I have a line in the divider? I do, technically. Technically, this is our line. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, I did the stupid. Oh, well, that's fine. It works regardless. What are you doing, Cadillac? We'll have some particles coming out of here, I think. 20, scatter, other... Notice if you aren't even fully where you need to be. Size jitter. Let this one be an overlay again. And we could probably have a nice little cityscape. Whoops, cityscape. There you are. Let's rotate you downwards. Reduce your scatter. I think vivid lighting, maybe? And let's see how this works. Too bright. Some red. Might be too much as well. Let me try overlay then. Overlay, and where are we at here? And this. Nice little seascape here to showcase the, what do you call it? So what I try to do with most of these is to try to make like a nice vivid, no, that's not what I want. A nice vivid, colorful cover to showcase, you know, at least a different style from all the other ones that I've done. Which I do like. Have some of the characters kind of breach into the other frames here, showing the two different things that are occurring. A battle and a father trying to save a world for a wife who doesn't care and a child who doesn't know any better. Who doesn't really know much of anything in general. Alright, let's put this stuff in first before I do anything else. Kanji. The real question is, what color should you two be? Nice pinkish color. Kanji glow. Going off a vivid light. Can I do the same thing with this one? It's not where I want to go. I want to go to here. You fool. Let's see. Didn't work. There we go. Might be too much. Let me put some red in. Too much red. Well, I would say red up here. And yellow, orange down here. A tad bit different by having it be diagonally going in that direction from up to down. I was thinking about putting it across from here, but I kind of like this space being filled in. Dragon's Rage. It's pretty cool. That might be all. If it is, we'll go ahead and just put in the shadows that we need to put in. And this is going to get complex, isn't it? Layer-wise. Not like it's going to actually be complex. It's probably going to be a nice sunlight shining down on both of them. To which then we go on ahead. Have the shadows go underneath where they need to go. Covering up the parts of the body that needs to be covered up. So yeah, as you can see, he has a tail going out like so and a couple of wings. But there are bones. He's not really able to fly, but the wings do help in propelling him, at least to make a nice charge attack. And also, you can see his eyes here. A little bit of it, but you can't see most of it. Apparently, is this it? Yeah. Apparently, this means bone. So yeah, bone. Makes sense, right? You know, I wonder if there's some way we can... Because I have noticed a pattern with most of the kanjis that I've looked up for references here with the way these look and that looks. I wonder if there's a way I can have little bits and pieces, like, you know, I see this pattern a lot, as well as this, that, some of these... There are certain patterns here. I'd say the real challenge is trying to figure out where all of them connects and what they mean. Of course, there's apparently a specific way that you write up kanji. And I see it multiple times in certain instances. I've even seen it with Jacksepticeye playing the most recent Chilla's Arch game, the Kidnap one, where he failed to write a line on 2 multiple times. So many number 2 lines missed. I never really understood the order of which certain things are written. Same thing when it comes to English and script. But, you know what? It's fine, because we all have our own ways of writing stuff. It doesn't have to be the same. Anybody who says otherwise, well, what can I tell you? You can't expect everybody to fall in line. Not a lot of people really are going to follow suit doing the same old writing technique that you would do. But it's fine. To me, it's fine. I don't care enough. My only care is creating. And if I get there in some way, shape, or form, then that's all that matters. Besides, most of my writing is involved with typing. And that has its own merits and troubles when it comes to not double tap. Well, I have double tapped a few times, but fat fingering and all that stuff. It can be annoying. That much is for certain. It can indeed be annoying. Oh, did I move the bottle? Oh no, the bottle is just a part of the background, right? Well, add user to selection. There's no reason for me not to, you know? Besides, most of the bottles are in the back here anyways, right? More shadows amongst the wife. I also got to remember when writing the story that I have to show the characters at least removing their shoes when entering in. Because Japan is all about that. Which makes sense because why the hell would we wear our own shoes inside? If we're about to go out somewhere where we put our shoes on, yes, but when they leave, they have their shoes at the door, then they put it on and go. That makes logical sense. Honestly, who out there is wearing their shoes all the times inside the house? There they are. To me, if I have to go anywhere, I'll just put it on, sit around, walk around, and that's it. Really simple as that. Leave the shoes on until I get to the door, which is where my room is, take it off, and then boom, move on over to what I need to do next. Okay, this got to be above here. There we go. We all do it here. And look at the fury over the pile of bones that you can barely see. I do wonder if the legs would be like that, or if the legs crumbled and are now just all in a pile with nails all over them. Because this human body does not look normal. It looks like most of their lower body was cut off. So it only makes sense to think that their legs are just gone. Yep, their legs are just gone. Sad, tragic, really. They lost their legs and their life. They didn't even go down the Cotton Hill route where they only just lost their shins. No, they lost everything, including their legs. A nice, dark, and depressing scene. Plates, beer bottles, and bowls everywhere. A needle. Cigarettes. All the things that probably are just not bringing back good memories for most people. Utility. Fog. Oh, man, I'm tired. I am definitely going to be taking a break before I start writing the story for this one. I don't know what I plan on watching, but we'll figure it out. Eventually. We've been at this for almost 2 hours. Not bad, all things considered. Let me see. Light yellow. Oh, I do like that. Back up and have it only be one. What about this for the bottom? Okay, how about teal? How about less bright teal? Okay, how about this one? This is the fog, right? Yeah. How about this? Nope. Or this? No. Orange? Brighter orange? No. 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 How about a blue? How about this shade of blue? Okay, that works. I don't know if I looked at that one already, but you know what? Second view works. There we go. Try to have some of this overtake the bottom. We'll have more fog down here. But a nice, cool blue, I think. No, that's too much. It's too much there as well. I want a nice, darker backdrop here. Oh, that could work. And it's going to be a nice orange light coming in. Supposed to kind of balance it out, you know? Fog 1C. Now we're in the city. Nope. You need to be 1 or 10. Now I need to go behind some buildings. I'd say right here. What'd you sniff? Not gonna meow? Just gonna clip the chair? See, I don't know if I want this to be bright or not. Oh! Meow! What do you want? Yeah, that could work. Meow! Cadillac. Alright, where were we? Ah, yes, of course, we're in the lower background now. Not gonna meow again, just gonna look at me. Gonna yawn. Oop. 1E. Alright, you. What color do you need to be? And if that's the case, we can have some orange back here. And we can go as far up as we want because this is in the lower background now. Orange there, but is that the shade of orange I want? Nah, that one's too bright. We'll keep it as that. God damn it. We got the perfect amount of folders here, which it looks like there's more to like scroll through, but there isn't. Okay, before I go into the light rays and all that stuff. Okay, let me look back real quick. Just so I can get a reminder of what this is supposed to be. Heavenly Deadland. This is going to take a while, so stretch while you can. Ugh. Double chin. That's what this thing gives. Alright, you're here? Good, great, fantastic. Effect. You're at normal and 50. Alright, good. I'll just move you over to here. Actually, normal and 50, that should be pretty easy to figure out. 50. Now I just need to go on ahead. Put in some lines. What are you doing, cat? Every goddamn time that cat goes underneath that bed and scratches it. The bed frame's already freaking destroyed. I don't need you destroying it any further. Yeah, I do kind of like the smoke and the dilapidated look everything here has. Alright, the paths have been stroked. Lines. The lines going through and doing things that they should not do. Ugh. I think regardless of how you see it, these effects here, they really do make the drawing. I'd say the most important part of these is learning how to make your own effects. I got the sun rays kind of down to an extent. Are we on? No, this is the effects. I need to go to lighting. So, there are two sun rays here. Sun ray shining into this scene here. To this depressing scene. Some more windows over here, so it's not just... Well, that's the thing. Do I want that to be darker and have most of the sun ray lights be here? That could work. Now I just need an even lighter sun ray shining down upon these two. The best that it can. Alright, let's see. Also, let's not forget this is during the daytime. In this, the devils are weakened due to the sunlight. I don't know if that's what the ghoul's stick is, but that's the stick for most creatures that are meant to be humanoid in a sense. No, not sunlight or sunglow, sunlight. And not too much here. And a decent amount here. But not too much, not like an entire strip. Sun particles. Get some particles all up in here. Get the erase tool to erase some of it around the characters' faces. It's too big. Do the same thing here. Now we switch over to this one and do the same thing here. Delete around the face. Go to the sun flares. Vivid lighting. Delete around the face again. Swap over to this one and do it again. Delete some around the edges there. And around the face. Good, great. Now for the shadow rays, which I can kind of keep somewhat in the same category. Should be easy enough. We are almost finished. Alright, let's just stay zoomed in. Stay zoomed in and try to get all of this taken care of. Nice shadow rays coming down. Try not to go too far into the other scene. Alright, same thing we can do here. Well, actually, hold on. Technically, it would be here instead, because that's where the sun rays all take place. In this section over here. Going off of this thing, going off of this stuff. And now we just go into the background, and that takes care of mostly everything else here. Same thing with these guys, the nails and bone guys, the ones who got completely and utterly destroyed. And some of the buildings, not all of them, of course. And some of the stuff here on the table and the counter. Whoops, did it again. Effects. Alright, light orange area. We're almost done. Now I just gotta go over to my effects. Grab light orange. Is that the one I want, or is this usually the one? Well, for this one, I could definitely use this, because I do like the way that looks. For this one, though, I don't know if an orange will work here. I'll go ahead and get a nice yellow light shining down. Probably yellows and pinks. Here's another, or here's a pink. We'll get a nice orange area in here for the fire. And another yellow. A different yellow. For this. Can you still read this one? Let me try something real quick. I could probably go on ahead and make this more of a magenta pink instead. There we are. And make this one a bit brighter. I could also just move these down a bit more so that the kanji is more visible. And you can see most of the other stuff around here. That might be too much. Let me move it around here. I don't think I moved at all. Here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, good, great. Now we need a nice teal area. We can have a teal area here and here and here. Really shows just how different the teals work. The teal up here makes it brighter, the teal down here makes it darker and moodier. Now either we can get a dark blue or a regular blue. Let's see, a dark blue. Okay, let's try a regular blue. Slightly different regular blue. Slightly even more different regular blue. Dull blue? No, but I can see dull blue kind of working for at least this part down here. But I don't see dark blue working. But I could probably see a dark purple working instead. Kind of. Yeah, that works. Let me get a yellow area in here. Just so there's more sunlight shining in. There we go. And let me get another teal color in here. At least try out another teal color. I don't know if this is the one we'd want. We could try a darker one. Too dark. Too dark and gets rid of most of the light color we did up there. I could definitely see this working better here. Whew, I'm gonna get close to finishing this soon. My throat cannot continue speaking much longer. Sepia. I kinda do like the disposition of Daiki compared to Shinichi. With the only one drawing that we have of Shinichi right now. He looks deranged and insane, while Daiki looks composed and relatively happy, despite fighting against something that could kill him. But you also gotta keep into consideration Daiki's pretty freaking powerful. So they don't really stand much of a chance at killing him, that's for certain. I do kind of like that for both of them. Let me see if I can get a nice dull blue color down here that also works perfectly for the area around it. Okay, that one looks pretty good. So I'll do this XB. I'll have a nice dull color here. And I get a nice orange here as well. Nah, I think that one looks good. Maybe a nice orange here could work. Man, it looks so moody back here. Do I not have... I mean, I guess the best thing I could probably do for this area, at least... Where did I put the other shadow? Did I put shadows in this area? That's a good question. I did. It's just down here. Okay, I'm going to put more shadows in the back here so this is darker. This is black, right? Yeah, good. There we go. And a little bit more shadows down here. Not too much. I'd say this is about a good even level here. Let me just do, I don't know, this so that I can keep that. You can't see it, but keep the history brush up where it needs to be. And I think that's it. I think that's all there is to it. The Fuyoyoshi and Daiki fight with some of the soldiers in the background, dead and turned into bones and nail thingies, the white nail bits, not the pink nail bits. And Takahiro coming back home, relieving Kiyomi, the babysitter, from her duties, while he deals with his wife, who is just a wreck. It's not a happy scene. This looks like a badass scene, but knowing what we know now, having finished the episode, it's pretty sad. Or not. It depends on what side you're rooting for here. I want to try to at least have you want to root for both sides somehow. I think their initiative, most of the Devil's initiative, in trying not to kill innocents, but only kill the angels, those who are trying to kill the devils, is pretty noble, but also having like a bad side to some of the devils and what they do, you won't see that until the next episode, I think. Because the devils are trying to live a peaceful life, but they can be cruel. cruel. And the angels are trying to allow people to live their own peaceful lives by eradicating the devils, but some of them are cruel about it or just irrational in a sense where, if you are a devil, you will die no matter what, whether you're an old person or a child. That's pretty much the way most of the angels react, but there are some angels who don't really like that particular, way of thinking. You see, Takahiro probably would be pretty hesitant to try to kill a child devil, because he has a child himself. He wouldn't feel right about doing it. But I feel like someone like Shinichi would have no problem in doing something like that. Well, regardless, that's all I have for this episode. So, Dragon's Fury. We get to see Fuyoyoshi 1v1 Daiki, only to fail in the end. And we get to see more of Takahiro's life. Pretty sad all around. That's all the time I have for today's episode, folks. With that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode of Art Time. I want to try to do more of these, but it's gotten to a point where I gotta try to just get a bunch of small stuff done with on my own so I can have the ability to watch videos on here and stuff. So, it's fine. Art Time, I don't know what we would do if we get to episode 1000, because you see it's already pretty freaking small in the... I think that was a baby mosquito. It's already pretty small in this particular side of the screen. And that's just the parts. That one can be whatever size, because there's nothing that's going to be 2-digit parts, I don't think. But yes, that's all the time I have for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course... Today's episode of Art Time right over here, and I think this will be posted on a Wednesday, so the most recent episode of Game Crafters will play it up depending on when I can post it, right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching, I will see you all in the next episode. Later.